Hey everyone, welcome to Today in My Sewing Room. I have a boatload of stuff around here that I have to make fit somebody. So because I'm doing so much of this right now, I thought I would just kind of let you tag along and just see how I do it. Let's begin with this polo shirt. So the first thing you want to do is flip it inside out, which I just did, so that all the seams are exposed. Next thing you're going to need, besides your shirt that you want to resize, is a shirt that fits you. Now in this case, I have this great tank top that I love, so I'm going to use this as my guide. Now a lot of times you'll have another t-shirt that fits you really well, and so you'll want to use that. But in my case, I'm going to use my tank top. I'm going to turn this inside out too. The important thing about turning it inside out is that you have all the seams exposed. So fold it in half like this. And now I'm going to fold my shirt in half. Even though I've got it flat here, again, I'm going to match the side seams together, and I'm going to make the front of it be on the outside of the fold, like this. So that when I lay it down, I've got the front facing here on the fold. And all I'm going to do, this is so easy to do, is lay my shirt that fits really well right on top. Shoulder seams are right here. I'm just going to match them together. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to trace right down here. So I'm going to mark right along where this is. Now obviously this doesn't have sleeves, this tank top. So I'm just going to go up to here. So I'm just going to draw where I want to decrease that seam. There you go. Okay, so there's my stitching line. I'm not going to cut this. I'm just going to go straight to my serger and sew it. Now, if you were doing on a regular sewing machine, what I would suggest is that you just a very narrow zigzag, not one of these, but one of these. You know, very narrow. And go along this blue line and just cut away the excess. And then you can zigzag with a wide zigzag over top of the seam. Or you can just leave it because knit really doesn't unravel, it just kind of rolls. So I'm going to stitch this and I'll be right back. Okay, I stitched that seam, and now if you can see, I just have a serged seam that goes all the way down. I went right over top of that blue line that I drew, and now I'm going to fold it in half at the shoulder seams, match my two shoulder seams here at the sleeve, and I'm going to pull the sleeves out so they're even. And kind of just straighten it out all the way down. And when I lay it down, I didn't have to mark two lines because now I can mark the other line. So all I'm going to do is go right over here and just mark where this is, so I know where my second stitching line will be on the other side. And you can see I got up to the armhole, and then I just kind of went at a slant towards the edge. Okay, second seam is done, so that is all there is to that. Really simple. Now I've got a skirt, and when I tried it on, it's a little too long. It hits me at just the wrong angle, and I don't like that. So there are a couple of ways to do this. I've had skirts like this in the past, and you can either take the waistband off and redo it that way, or you can just hem it. Now in this case, I think probably what I'll do is take the waistband off and just fix it that way, simply because the waistband's kind of tight, and if I take it off and redo it, it might fit a little more comfortably. So really simple process. All you do is basically cut the waistband off and refinish it with something. In this case, I have bias tape on hand, so I'm just going to use that. Now the first thing I need to do is unzip the zipper. And the reason I want to do that is so that I don't cut the top of it off and I can't use the zipper anymore. So make sure that you unzip the zipper first. Okay, so this is what happens when you just go to use what you have. I have a whole bunch of stuff back there, but I found some grosgrain ribbon that I think is going to look kind of cute at the top of this skirt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it under a little bit, This is, I don't know, maybe an inch, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. Doesn't matter. Take your skirt, turn it inside out. I'm going to take my grosgrain ribbon that I've folded under, and I'm going to lay it folded side down. Go a little bit beyond the zipper, and then I'm going to go about halfway. I'm going to make sure that I lay the skirt edge about halfway in the midpoint of the ribbon. So that, can you see that? How the skirt comes up about halfway down the middle of the ribbon. Then I'm just going to pin. And I'm going to do this all the way around. Now all I'm going to do is where the top of the skirt goes right down the center of that ribbon, and I'm just going to stitch all the way around. And I'm going to stitch pretty close to that edge, probably only about, not even 1/4 of an inch away, probably more like 1/8 of an inch, just as close as I can get it. Okay, so I sewed my grosgrain ribbon all along, and I flipped my skirt right side out, and here's what I'm left with. Now, doesn't that seem odd that I would have put the ribbon on the back side so that the seam is showing, or the raw edge is showing? Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to stitch it down, top stitch it down, so that my raw edge is enclosed like that, and then I have a finished edge on the inside of the skirt. So I'm going to head over to the ironing board and flip this down and press it, and then I'm going to go top stitch it. Now I'm just going to go over and top stitch this, and then I'll have a finished top edge. And voila! I have a skirt with a cute little waistband edge. Now I can zip it up because I know that zipper is going to stop. Now I've got a little bit of a gap here at the top. Now if I wanted to, I could put a hook and eye on that. If you want it to look finished, you're going to wear it so that this shows, then I would do that. But I'm not going to do that because I always wear like a t-shirt out. So it's going to fit now. It's going to fit more easily on my hips, and it's going to be a little bit shorter, which is exactly what I wanted. Just a couple of quick little alterations things. I hope this helps you in your revamping up your old clothes or repairing some new ones. So anyway, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.